Yeah, so I'm just completely winging it today. Um, so there's a little story behind this. Hold on. I have to turn this way because I kind of want to use the dual feature on this. So if you, hopefully, if you guys can see me on YouTube or Twitch, again, another last minute stream. Matter of fact, I got to text somebody to let them know I'm on. And maybe we can get them to come on with us. I mean, why not, right? Hold on. I'm telling you, I'm killing everybody here. Oh, all right. We got a few people in. I don't expect anybody to pop in here. My eyes are dilated. I went to the eye doctor today, but I felt I had to do this because I have so many things on the plate. Monster, what's up? Live. Do you want to come on? A fellow mech guy. Okay, there we go. Sometimes we gotta do things a little different. So, I was going through my drawers and I was looking for some CAV stuff, some older mech type of stuff, and I ran into this stuff and I forgot about it, and there's a story that goes with it. I just want to see if I just saw it. Give me a few minutes. All right, I just gotta hold on. I just gotta send somebody a link. Only because he's very good with this kind of stuff. And we're kind of doing this last minute, and I want to show you a bunch of different things with this so you get the full grasp of what's going on. But there's a story to this, and I want to finish the story. Let me just send this link very quickly. Apologize. Might help if I get my keyboard, huh? If you're going to see this later, probably skip ahead about 3 minutes from now, and then we'll really get to where we want to go. Okay, there we go. But to go on with the story, and forgive me, my eyes, I went to the eye doctor today. I shouldn't have gone, but I needed to get my eyes checked because they've been real bad as of late. And the queen insisted, even though I said no. But you know how that works. You know how that works. It ain't going to work. All right, there we go. All right, so I'm back. So anyways, about 4 years ago, I was at Gen Con. And you got to remember, we were a pretty small channel at that time. And I saw Heavy Gear. Now, I remember Heavy Gear from 1994 when it came out. The mechs were about this big. Okay, and then they had super mechs, and they were all pewter. So they were like this incredibly hefty type of mech. And the rules were pretty decent. Hey, Gabook. But the thing about it was really kind of expensive. It was kind of off kilter a little bit. There was BattleTech, so what's going to replace BattleTech? Boy, I probably should wear sunglasses right now, but I look like a total idiot if I did that. So, in a nutshell, I had it, I played it for a while, and then I walked away from it. So when I saw that Heavy Gear Blitz came out at Gen Con 4 years ago, and I remember these little box sets, and I said, oh, I remember this game. I thought this was dead. I went over to the table and I was talking to the guy, and I said, hey, listen, I'll buy it all. I'll buy it all. I go, it'd be great for my channel, this, that, and the other. I'd really like to, show this off. Do you have time? I got kind of a yeah kind of thing. Okay. All right. So I went about my business. Another 2 days later, I came back and I was watching it, and again, I talked to somebody different. I go, oh, I'm really interested in it. What do I really need? I'm kind of demoing, and I understood that. I said, okay, can I film it a little bit? Well, we don't like to have you film this. Okay, fine. So about 6 months later, I had gotten a box in the mail, and it was from somebody, one of the people that followed us, and said, hey, I had a whole bunch of this stuff, and I wanted to send it to you because I really think you would like it. Hey, Blast Barefoot is now following us on Twitch. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. More than you know. And there's a little dancing Pikachu on the other screen, but we'll get down to the other screen. So I had gotten it, and I put it all together, and I looked at it, and I went, wow, these are a lot smaller. And we're going to go down to the table, and we're going to take a look. First thing we're going to do is let's do this. Boom. All right. So you can see these guys are a lot smaller. And if I do this, there we go. There's me. But I decided to put myself on the other remote so I can really get in on this. Well, there's a box of additional stuff that I have. But we're really going to talk a little bit about this. All right, let's go back to our other screen. Oof. Okay, there we go. So I did I put together 6 on each side, and I said, you know something, this really looks interesting. But the rules were kind of well, come to find out, they have done 2 revisions since then. I started investigating it, and I was thinking about it after I found all these figures that I had already painted some years ago. And I said to myself, geez, this would be kind of fun for the channel. It's something different instead of just mashing up the same old stuff. And let's bring in my boy here. Okay, here's Mo.
Hey, what's going on?
What's up? Oh, geez, I can barely hear you. I think that's on me, though. Hold on.
Turn up the sound.
Hold on. I know it's on me. Hold on. Let me close this window. And then... oh, yeah, there you go. If you jack it up a little bit, you hear everything. There we go. It's amazing what happens with technology.
Turn it on.
Turn it on. As long as everybody else hears you, I'm not worried about. Oh, you know what else? Might help if I do this. Go ahead, talk more.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
There we go.
All right, it's definitely something with my speaker, but no, everybody else can hear you.
Cool.
I've proven that a couple times. It sounds broken up in my thing, but don't worry about it. It's not you.
All right.
I've got to figure out a different way to configure all this. So anyways, Mo, I was telling everybody about this, okay? Because you and I are big mech guys. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, and we were talking about this earlier in the day, so I figured, I was on my way to the eye doctor, and my eyes are completely shot right now. I don't know why I'm doing this, but I'm an idiot, and idiots do idiot things. But I was looking for cab stuff because I was thinking, geez, I got so much of it. Let me send some of it to Mo. And we're both very big mech guys. We're big Battletech guys and stuff like that. And I came across this stuff, and I went, wow, this looks really interesting. So I told them all the story about 4 years ago, how I ran into people. And they were kind of like, yeah. Who are you? Who cares? But that never deters me from doing something that I like. I mean, nobody has an obligation to give you anything. Not that I was looking for anything, or even to pay attention to you. They're trying to do business with people. They can care less, about channels and stuff like that. And I get that totally. People that whine about that stuff are just big babies and need to grow up in some sense of form. But that's my opinion, not most.
I feel like I need to break out the violin here.
Yeah, I know. So anyways, I ran into the stuff and I forgot that I had painted it live about 4 years ago. So I said, geez, I know I got the rules somewhere. Why don't I go online and see if I can find the rules? So sure enough, I go to drive through RPG, and they've got everything there for you to download. Okay. They have this beautiful little quick start beginner player start guide, which I told Mo to download. Okay. There's now all these forms and everything, so you can build up your armies. Okay. Let's go. Let me pull that out.
I downloaded it, and there's like 28 files.
Yeah, there's 28 files. They give you everything.
Yeah.
And they tell you, hey, have fun with it. All right. You get all these objective markers and stuff like that. You can actually buy them acrylically from their site. But the nice thing about it is if you remember, we were talking about how combat works. It really is very heavily intensified on the weapons that you have. And we're going to talk you through that and help you through that. So I have the southern and northern vehicles here. Then I have some objective tables that they leave for you. And then there's a whole bunch of different vehicles that you can get. And the vehicles, you see, with Robotech, and correct me if I'm wrong here, Mo, and don't be afraid to jump in either. The thing with Robotech and Cav and stuff like that is they make these units, okay? And I'm just going to kind of split this between us, just so people can look at all the stuff while we're talking about it. Is that when you play a robot type game, the robot is the main, is the centerpiece of the rules.
Sure.
You would agree with that, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and they're overpowered, and vehicles become kind of secondary. Infantry becomes very secondary. And with this, it's a complete reversal because they try to make it more realistic where, you know what? These are things that are running around with these weapons, but you could take them out very easily. And you'll see how easily we could take them out. You got any 6-sided dice there, pal?
Actually, I think I still have. You know what? I still got the bag from the other night right here.
Well, there you go. Yeah, see if you got some 6-sided. Oh, that's right. You got the 6-sided dice in there. So we're going to play around here a little bit and see if we can get this right. I want to make sure that we get it right, most of all, because I want you to see how easy it is to take these guys out. But the tanks are a big thing. There's a lot of different types of things that accumulate in this. Electronic warfare is a big thing in this, where you're disrupting all types of units and stuff like that. And you can find all of this for free. I'm saying that key word. For free on Drive-Thru RPG.
Free now, 99.
Free 99. And the main reason I went on there was because I'm trying to brush up because I got all the Starfleet battles coming in.
Oh, nice.
Which Mo, I'm sure you'd be included in that, of course.
Sweet.
As well as we got Trades of the Air from Compass Games that Mo and I have been talking about as well, that we may do live for you guys. You're going to see a review on this on. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on, Mo.
Yeah, the main camera's on the.
Camera work was not one of my things. Compass Games. We got this in the mail today. Wow. 6 pages of rules. Wow. That's all I'm going to say. We'll talk about that later.
Compass is really cranking them out.
They're cranking. They're like a machine.
They are,
and they're taking chances. I like that. They're doing things that are different. So let's get back to the star of today's show, which is Heavy Gear Blitz. Now this you can download for free. Is the tabletop war game living rulebook. So it's constantly growing. Okay. If you know anything about living rule books, if you played Blood Bowl or anything like that, the living rule book is constantly being updated. People are constantly improving on the game. But the thing, and also they give you everything that you will ever need. Okay. A tremendous backstory. Okay. Let me go back to the other camera again. Mo, this is almost like when we were playing the soccer game yesterday.
Yeah.
Bad camera work. Bad camera work. But I mean, a ton of different units and things and all kinds of these things that are and you can get this. You can go to if you want to pick up the models, and that's where that's where you're going to have to pay some money. You can't get around it unless you want to use something else, but that's not what I'm suggesting. Let's be fair to these wonderful people at DreamPod9.
Yep.
www.dp9.com. Go over there and check everything that they have. All right, let's go back to our other view. Yeah, we're all over the place. No. So
kind of like our conversation earlier.
Yeah, it's kind of like our conversation
all
all over. We started one place and we ended up 19 other places. The thing I really suggest, and if you look in the little corner where I am, okay, is going and starting. Download all the stuff if you can, but if you can only print out one thing, quick start, beginner, player, start here. It's an introduction, and you'll know if you want to play around with this. So we're going to talk a little bit about this, and let me try to get a little bit of a better angle. Do I want to go with that camera? Hold on.
And that's the 14-page document.
That's the 14-page document.
Yeah.
It's easy to print. You can print it in black and white. You don't have to do it in color. Let's go back. Okay, there we go. I'm trying to find out what the best.
What do you mean you can only print it in black and white? You don't have to print it in color. I thought the requirement to for anything on this show has to be color, and it has to be bound and that spiral bound like that.
Okay, which one's this? Yeah, well, yeah. Well, I mean, that's the way I do things.
The official
doesn't mean that everybody. I mean, it doesn't mean everybody else got to be like me. That's all I'm saying. I'm not a
narcissist
or a Twitter all-star. Okay, so this booklet here. Oh, how about we do? Nor am I professional here. All right, so this is a nice little booklet. It does a lot of things. It's going to give you the initial setup. Now it tells you right off the bat, hey, go get our living rule book. It's for free. It's for free. Free. Ron must have a print shop in the garage. Hey, don't we all? Andrew, how are you? Let me say hi to everybody. Dennis, how are you? Glad everybody can make it on this last minute kind of whatever we're doing. I don't even know what we're doing. So the two main armies that you want to concentrate on is the Northern Army and the Southern Army. Okay. And there's a couple other armies in there. Now, in this box here, I'm going to show you the box. I ended up I got a million sprues left. They show you how to paint and prime everything within the four pages. And they show you how to put it together. So I'm just going to lay this here for a second. Okay. So hold on, I got to turn on this other light. Why don't we just put a little light on it? You'd be surprised what happens. So I got these I mean I must have like a million things. Wow. This is only and I got all kinds of different tanks in here that I don't even know about. I don't even know what I got. All right, but we've got more units. We've got tank units. We've got I mean there's just things in here that I couldn't even tell you what I got. But I'm actually looking for some more mechs in here. I know I got more mechs in here.
Well, here's the thing on that. Are those sprues labeled to tell you exactly which model is which on those sprues, or is it by a number? Or
somebody sent me a box full of it and said, "Hey, good luck."
That's why I was wondering if it's labeled on the sprue, because if it's not, it's one of those. Hey, let's just start putting it together and see what it is.
Yeah. Well, here we go. All right, this is a different type of mech, but it kind of shows you all the pieces and the different weapons that you can put in and stuff. Okay, so you get a lot in the box sets. They have box sets that come with entire units. But I'm just showing you, it's nothing complicated. This is an entire mech on one sprue, and it's boom, 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 boom. As you can see, they show you where all the pieces, where the interchangeable pieces are. And, if you want to put different heads on it, this, that, and the other, and it's easy to figure out. Because I remember putting all 12 of them together, and I said, wow, this is a lot easier than we would have if we were messing around with a Games Workshop thing.
Here's a little thing just for everybody that's curious about Heavy Gear. And if this sounds really interesting to you, you can go to store.dp9.com, and currently they're running a 20% off on all Heavy Gear Blitz Army boxes and miniature packs. So if this sounds like something you're interested in, you can save a few bucks and go get yourself a couple little armies and play around with it on the table.
And download the rules for free first.
Yeah.
Download the rules for free first. Now, it sounds like we're doing an infomercial. But I just want to say that DP9 will only sponsor Mo's Game Table. So go over there and subscribe right now.
Yeah. No, actually, Mo's Game Table does not have any sponsors.
That'll change. But
if you're like you were saying, Rob, you can download the rules for free. And if you're interested and it really grabs your attention, and then watching, us two clowns playing around with it online is making you interested even more, you can save yourself some money. And that sale is actually going, it started June 5th and it goes all the way through to August 2nd. So you have plenty of time to look at the rules. You're not in a rush, but if this is something that catches your fancy, and even if you like the models and maybe you don't want to necessarily play the game, or, you think the game's cool, but you can use them in another game system, have at it. The models are pretty cool, as you're seeing on the table there with Rob.
Yeah, and we'll go down and we'll take a closer look at some of these mechs and everything like that as we start going through this. The thing that just fascinated me is I remember the old game from 1994. I don't know if you remember it.
Oh yeah, yeah. They even had a computer game too. Activision.
Yeah, exactly. They had a computer game, but it came and then poof, it was gone.
Yeah. And
the problem with it was, if you remember, it was pewter. Okay.
Yeah.
There was no plastic, and if this is this is the new mech. The old mechs were this big.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think they were big. I think they were almost 60 to 80 millimeter.
Yeah. Those are 15.
Yeah. They brought this down to a 15 scale, which is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Easy to paint, easy to play. Well, we'll be the judge of that very shortly. Okay, so the next thing that they do is they give you the whole demo. Now, this table here, they actually had this table at Gen Con when I went, and they had it exactly the way it is. Okay, which is all fine and dandy, but they ran the little demo from it, and it was really a lot of fun. And you don't need a lot of things with this. You need some dice, and you could start this very, very basic, and so forth and so on. They give you the file where you can actually print out the terrain. So even if you don't want to make terrain, you can print the terrain out. So I was just blown away by how they gave you everything except for the models, and basically was trying to show you how to do it. Now, the natural demo, one side versus one side, you're going to take 4 mechs and go against each other. The real killer here, the real home run here, and I'm going to turn this around, and I'm going to move this box because I've got a big, I'm going to show you guys. I have a box, and I found it, and you can see it says Heavy Gear, and it's just filled.
Holy crap.
That's what I'm saying, Mo.
What do you have, like 5 of every faction in that thing?
I got it all.
Awesome.
Come on, Mo. I don't.
You need to have like what you do is going back, just to touch back on Cav real quick.
Go ahead.
You had said before that with Cav, it was mechs are the star of the show, and here it's gears. We call them mechs, but they're technically gears. Is what they're known as in this universe. But Cav is combat assault vehicle, which was kind of like a much more streamlined BattleTech type of thing, except the difference was with and that was done by Reaper, and it has since moved. It went away, and then it came back, and it's I think Talon is doing it now or something like that. But the thing that was great, what I loved about Cav is it was combined arms, so you can have literally 30-40 models on the table of mechs. The Cavs. You can have infantry, you can have armor, and then you can have aircraft as well. There were VTOLs and fast movers and stuff like that you can bring in, and off-board strikes. You can have a giant 40 model battle in 4 hours. That's how streamlined it was. And this is kind of along those same lines where you're just cranking out a game really fast, and it's all about rolling dice and having fun. It's about the strategy and the action. And I did look, and I was just off by a little bit. They're 13 millimeter, it says in the rule book. It's not 15, 13. And
it's 13. It's actually small. Wow.
Yeah, and scale.
Wow. Okay. Let me see if I can do this. I'm gonna push us off, but we can talk. All right. So I want to show something here, and I want to show you this page. Okay, right here. So we've got our northern forces here. Okay, and each one's different and does a different thing. You're going to have a hunter, an assault hunter. So for the northern forces, they call them hunters. For the southern regions, it's Jaegers. Okay. The neat thing about this is some of the stats. And let me just get my pen here so I can point things out. You're going to have your MR, which is your movement range. Okay. If you are walking, you can move 5 inches. If you are gearing, which means you are using the wheels on the bottom of your gear, you can go 6 inches. Okay. An interesting point here is this value right here. And I'm hoping that you guys can see this to some degree. This is your action value. Now for the beginning scenario, everybody has 1 action. So your movement is free. So for instance here, and we're going to go over to our table here, and I'm going to move a few things around. All right. And I'm going to take a bunch of these gears off. All right, and I'm gonna have, now that's the northern. This is the southern, I believe.
One or the other.
One or the other. You have a movement of allowance, okay, that you can always just move, plain and simple. Okay, so for instance, I don't have my ruler here, but that's okay. I'm going to move 5 inches. I'm going to say right there. I'm going to move right there. That your movement is free. You make your move. You can use your action, then move. You can move halfway, use your action, move the other half. Okay. Your move is an action, but it's a free action. Mm-hmm. The only action that you got to worry about is firing. Okay. Now, coming back to this, everything works off your weapon. Okay. So for instance, we're going to fire with an auto cannon, which has a range, an optimal range of 6 to 18 inches. Okay. So we're right there. We're right there. You would agree with that, correct?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. And I want to make sure I get this right, because I don't want to tell you guys something that.
Yeah, because I think there's only 2 range bands. There's 6 to 18, and then 30 up to 36.
36, which is your
extreme or long range or
extreme
something like
range. Okay. So your long range, you're going to get your optimal range. You're going to roll a certain amount of dice. Okay. Let's take a look for this auto cannon. Okay. You always roll for optimal range. You roll 2 dice. If you have certain traits, like here we have burst, that's going to give us an additional die. Now, when you are out of range, or you have cover, or you have certain type of things, they take dice away, which is a neat and different type of thing. And now we're going to try to explain how this works a bit and why dice are so important. So if we're rolling 3 dice here, okay, I'm going to attack you, Mo. Mm-hmm. Okay. And well, there you go. I have a 5. That is my highest die. Okay. So I'm starting with a 5. Now on the weapon here, on my GU, which is for my weapon, anything +4 that I roll adds a 1 to this. Now I didn't roll anything here, so I rolled a 2 and a 1. So you know what that's going to do? that's not going to give me any bonuses. Now, for instance, let's just pretend a little bit here. Say I rolled a 6, 5, 1. Okay. I'm going to keep the 6 and I'm going to put that aside. Then, because this is over 4, I add that. That's going to give me a 7. All right. So now I just shot at you for 7. Now you're going to roll 2 dice.
Okay.
Okay. Now let's see what you get here.
All right. Rolling 2. Oh, 6 and a 4.
Okay. 6 and a 4. So he's going to keep the 6.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's going to be his primary defense number. And because he has a PI, which is a defense value of 4+, he's going to add 1 to his. So now that's a 7. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So 7 versus 7 is 0 right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hold on there. Okay.
But wait, there's more.
There's more. We have an armor value, or I forgot. I forgot what it's called.
What was it called?
Okay. And that's a 6. So I'm going to add the 6 to my 7. And that's going to give me a 13. So right now I'm +6 on him. But hold on. He has
told you there's more.
Yeah. He has a defense value of 6. Okay. So what that does is he has 13, I have 13, which means I do an attack of nothing. But let's just pretend, because he's such a great roller. Okay.
Here we go. I'll roll 2 more. Oh, I rolled a 3 and a 2.
Okay, let's go with the 3 or 2. So I'm going to explain it from there. I'm at 7. His high is a 3. So he's going to keep his 3 value, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. His 2 is under +4. So that's not going to give him any bonus. All right. So now 7 subtract 3 is 4.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm +4 right now. Then we're going to add the 6s. I have a 10. Okay. And he has a defense value of 6. So those are going to wipe each other out. So I'm going to do 4 damage. Now, how do you hurt these mechs? And I want to show you how easy it is to take these mechs out. All right. They have a hull of 4. And then / I believe it's systems.
I think so.
I believe it's system.
I have to look at this again.
If I turn the page, I'll be able to tell everybody. But it's 4 and then 6. And what you're going to do is you're going to take the hull out first. So we took 4. So his hull is completely gone. So the only thing that's exposed is his systems. Say we took another shot with a different type of mech and it does 3 damage. It's going to erase that too. Guess what? That unit is gone. That's how easy it is to take them out.
Zigged when I should have zagged.
Yeah, zig when you could have zagged. And I just want to make sure. Because again, okay, Walker ground movement. That's what it is.
The ground is that gear, is that roller skates.
In direct fire, you're going to be -1 die. Ballistic fire, you're going to be -1 die. Each model rolls 2d6, and then you add your modifiers. And depending on what your weapon is, it's going to add dice or take dice away. So it's a neat little system, and it's very simplified. It seems like it's much, but it really starts making you think about the weapons that you want to put on your mechs and your tanks. Rolling to attack. I want to tell you guys correctly what that thing is. Okay. Damage is calculated by taking the MOS of 4 and adding it to the weapon penetration. That's what it's called.
Okay.
For the LAC. The penetration is 6. It's found in the L column of the weapons listing. All right, so let's make sure that we show everybody our weapon column. Forgive me. Again, we got excited about this. We just come online.
Yeah, this was just Rob calls me this morning. He's like, "Hey, I was just talking about this. Let's do this afternoon."
So it's your L column. There's different columns. There's M, and H. We'll explain those because then you're starting to talk about different things. Burst is going to give you, ballistic is going to give you pluses. Split is going to do certain things. You can split fire if you wanted to, which is brutal. All right. So anyways, let's go back to reading this. Okay. The penetration is 6. It's found in the L column of the weapons listing. Then the armor, AR, of the defending model is subtracted. The hunter UC has an AR of 6. Okay, so it's 6 on 6. So the total damage is 4. The North player takes a red 4 damage chip and places it beside the model and also checks the model's hull and structure rating. Structure, not systems. Okay. H/S on and sees that it is 4/2 for hunters. As the damage has used all 4 of the hull, the model now gets a cripple token applied to it. Okay. Models that are crippled lose a die in attack and defense. So you see where dice are so important. The more dice that you're going to have, the more that you're going to be able to roll bonuses. I'm rolling 3 dice. Well, thank God I got that 5 because I have a 5 to start with. Mo, go ahead, roll 2.
4s, 2 4s.
2 4s. So you're going to start with a 4 and you're going to get a bonus and you're at a 5.
Okay.
Okay. So now if we add those 2 6s, 6 on my side, 6 on your side. That's a big fat 0. I did absolutely nothing. So it's not as easy to hit.
But when
you hit, you got to make them pay.
Bad. Yeah.
You got to make them pay.
Yeah.
And Mo and me are all about making people pay.
Hell yeah. Well, that's the thing about this. This is like it really is, like when you're playing like BattleTech or Cav or something like that with these big monster mechs, you're talking 20, 30 foot tall, walking tanks versus a gear, which is like 8, 9, 10 foot tall. It's basically an oversized exosuit and they're much more nimble. And that's why it's harder to hit them because of their, agility. But when they do take hits, they're fairly fragile when you take into account the weapons that are firing at them. So you're going to whittle them down and make them, less and less effective with each hit and then kill them pretty quick.
Now there's different types of armors and stuff like that you can have on there. You can coordinate attacks where you can ballistically really do some really insane damage by locking on one set the sensors. Like you can have one scout and as long as he can see him, he can lock on and he can communicate. But there's another thing in here that you can scramble that signal.
Oh, nice.
Which is just sick, Mo.
Hell yeah. No, it's cool. Well, that locking on is like the C3 in BattleTech where you can have that one mech up front. He can lock in and then you could be out of sight and fire on that target that's locked in by someone else.
Because you're given the coordinates.
Exactly.
Okay, so a coordinated extract. You can evade. There's different types of things that you can do.
Then the other side's using their EW to scramble that, and that way electronic warfare can nullify that advantage.
And I really suggest, and I think we both really highly suggest, that you download this quick start beginner player guide. Okay? And it is going to give you everything that you need to kind of get a good feel for it. If you feel comfortable enough, okay, download the big boy. Download the big boy. And I split this in 2. All right. This comes as a 230-page manual. But when I noticed that they had all the mechs and everything in the back, I split it so I don't get lost.
Yeah.
All right. Which made sense. There's rules about flying models. There's a lot that you can add to this, but just starting off, you're just taking 4 mechs and going mano a mano.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun, and I think we can have a lot of fun playing it, and I think people will enjoy it too because it's you can do it in different ways. You can do it where you have like objectives. You can just have like just a standard brawl, or you can even have some fun with it and almost kind of make a sport out of it and have like a kind of an arena combat type of environment.
Exactly. I'm going to go over this next couple of days. I got to look at the right camera, of course.
Can Camera 2.
Yeah. And then I'll put together a review, but Mo also downloaded everything. So I think at some point, maybe during the week, depending on how our schedules go and how everything goes with what I got, we have the technology where we can do this live.
Yeah.
You take 4MX, I take 4MX. We'll leave Gimpy out because I think he's still hurting from the beating I threw on him the other day. So Gimpy, if you're watching,
I'll avenge him.
Yeah, you'll avenge him. Gimpy, if you're watching, I know it hurts, but you got to let it go, bro. I've got no text from you, got no love from you. I know it hurts. Let it go. It's only a game.
And just so everybody knows, with Gimpy, Rob and I have talked about this, and I know he's very in the open about this. So I'll just say it publicly as well. And I already talked to him about it yesterday, but yesterday was his 15th Alive Day. So big congrats to you, brother. Love you, and really happy that you're doing well. And he went through a lot. So a lot of respect to that.
Go ahead. I'll let you finish that.
No, that's saying just a lot of respect to him for that.
Yeah, and people don't realize what he deals with. And I think it was about 12:30 last night. I had just taken the dogs out, and I go, okay, I got to lay down because I got to get up in 3 hours. And also my phone goes off. Okay, who's this at 12:30? And Mo had sent me over a nice piece that his wife had written up for her Facebook page. And you read that, you can't help but be moved by that.
Yeah.
And, I kind of sat up and, I look over at my wife and I think of all the things that I've been through and how I came out of it okay. And here's a guy that he gave all.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Every bit of himself.
Yeah.
Okay. You never hear him complain.
No.
I get him on the phone. Never talk about this or that or this, that, and the other. Nothing. Not a word about anything. All he cares about is what he can do on his channel, which he enjoys and he loves and he has a passion for. And you have to have a passion for it. If one of the funny things about this, and I know this is about Heavy Blitz, but I really want you guys to know, the Gimpy Gamer. If you haven't seen that channel, go over there, subscribe. Even if you don't want to subscribe, just take a look. Take a look and you'll understand what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Here's a guy that's driven by passion, not by how many publishers I can schmooze, how famous can I be, this, that, and the other. He wants to bring things that interest him to you. And he has a passion for war games. Sci-fi is one of his big things.
Oh, yeah. He's big geek on that.
Yeah. And I have an extra set of Warcry, which at some point I've got to send to him when I get a chance.
It's nice.
When do I get a break around here? But, here's a guy, not a complaint out of him, not a thing out of him. If you saw on Wednesday when we played For What Remains, easy going, fun loving. We had a great time. I think that was one of my favorite streams I've done in a long
That was
time.
a lot of fun.
Yeah. And we just sat back and we just had fun. And that's and it shows.
Yeah.
And those are the things that really count. So if you get a chance, something, sometimes be thankful for everything that you have, because there's a lot of people out there that gave a lot to make sure that you have these things.
Absolutely.
And I think that's the best way we could put it.
Mm-hmm.
But getting back to this, okay, because we can get on our soapbox a little bit. But in this main book, the story is very, very deep. There is a lot in here about this. Did you download the whole thing?
I downloaded everything. I haven't read it. It's been years since. I remember when they came out, like I said, when they came out with the video game, and I did a review of that back when I was doing video game reviews.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
You did all that stuff.
Yeah, I did stuff I used to write for combatsim.com, and there was a M-Player Network. They had their own little strategy and extreme network and all that stuff. Yeah. I had done those years ago, and I had done a review on that, and it's been probably 22 years now since that game was put out. I think it was like in the late 90s. So that they had put
the video game came out.
97 or 98.
Because you have a 3DX card. Remember that?
Oh, yeah. Let me see if I can find the video game.
Jeez, I'm going to guess.
I think it might have been Heavy Gear.
Hold on. I'm going to say 98.
Let's see.
Let's see how close I am.
Heavy Gear 2, that came out Activision 1999.
Oh, I forgot.
June 18th, 99. I said 97. But it was Heavy Gear Development 2 began in 97. And then it went to 99 is the release date. And just a blast from the past here.
Yeah.
You needed Windows 95, 166 megahertz Pentium, 64 megs of RAM, and DirectX 6.1 compatible video card.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's just funny how things have changed.
They sure have. Really, and just going through this main book a little bit, and again, they actually have infantry. They have squad. Oh wow, there's a lot here.
Yeah,
there's a lot going on here, and I'm telling you right now, you cannot go wrong with this. This is a lot of fun. At least check it out. And listen, we're not getting anything for doing this, or if you think we're giving you a big sell job, what it is I found something and I went, hey, this is pretty damn cool. Let's share it with everybody. And then who's the first person I call? I call Mo. I go, Mo, I was looking for all your stuff.
Hey, do you remember Heavy Gear? And I was like, yeah. He's like, I found all this stuff. You got to download this stuff. You go to Drive Thru RPG right now and download it.
And he was like a kid at Christmas. Yeah. And then I said those 4 letters that meant everything to him. I go, Mo, it's free.
Free 99.
Free 99.
So I'm like, yeah, let's go check it out. And then we were talking, and then the next thing you know is we're like 2 kids at Christmas. We're like, yeah, and Rob's like, we could do this online. I'm like, yeah, this could be fun. So that's where this all started.
we've got a few things, and I think Thursday night would be fun. Yeah. Maybe we get the big Galoot in there too, to watch, because he likes this kind of stuff too.
I think it'd be fun. Yeah,
I think it'd be a lot of fun.
I think we could have a lot of fun with it, and we had a lot of fun last time doing For What Remains. So we'll play this one, give this one a shot. And
it can't be that hard.
I wonder how many of those. This ties into what I was saying before last week. Now you got all those miniatures. I wonder if they've got infantry stands and things like that.
I'm going to go through and find out what I got. I'm going to go through and find out what I got, and I'm going to try to match it up, because I'm sure I can go to their webpage, and I'm sure that they have instructions on how to download everything. I'm looking over here. I'm looking at the screens, but I got the camera over here. But I
wonder if you can use those if you can use those in place For What Remains counters. Remember, I was talking about using for miniatures. Yeah, there you go. It might be another mashup. Well, not mashup. You just use the miniatures for that. Yeah. For the 3D version of the terrain. I got to use 3D terrain and everything.
I didn't do the basis on it. But if I can put together another thing, and maybe we have like a little 3-way dance.
Yeah, free for all.
That'd be kind of interesting. And just keep it basic and let everybody really get a feel for this.
Yeah. And then, depending on how fast they get, knocked out, we can kind of house rule. Okay, maybe we all start off with like 3 gears or something like that, or 4 gears each. And then as they get knocked out.
Because there's an objective, there's a whole objective thing that we can do in here.
Okay.
And if there's different things like that, maybe everybody has to try to get to a different type of objective point. Kind of stretch everybody a little thin a little bit.
Yeah. Or just have like a King of the Hill.
I'll think of something, or maybe everybody King of the Mountain. There's a lot of different things you could do. How many you get victory points for how many you have in a certain area, maybe.
Sure. Or you can have if you get three people, you can have like a 2-on-1 where the 2 sides get the weaker, and then the one side gets the strongest.
It's the full tilt.
Yeah. So you get like the whatever the army count is, stronger armies or heavier gears or whatever.
Helen mentioned what you just said. Oh, hold on. I got to put my glasses on because my eyes were dilated. Okay. By the way, all those who couldn't get Games Workshop and Dominus box sets, GW are now putting it as a made to order. Yeah. I'm okay with that. I'm not worried about it, James. Because I talked to Miniature Market about getting Indominus. I said, "Do you want me to should I cover it?" And they said, "Our order was cut so low. They made so little of those, of that new set." And I'm like, you know what? I'm not even going to bother, because everybody that could cover it is covering it now, and I'm not worried about it.
Really?
Let's see. But getting back to this, because this is where okay. Helen says there's a sale on right now. Yes, there is. We hit it just right. So definitely check out the sale. I'm gonna zoom in here. I'm gonna come down here a little bit. Let's see if we can zoom some of these dudes so you can see. They're really kind of cool.
They are.
All right, hold on here.
It's kind of prodigious timing there. Just you find this, and then we start talking about this, and they just happen to have this sale that's been going on.
The minute we start talking about it, they put the sale up.
See, it's the effect that Rob's Tabletop World has on everything.
Yes. And not only that,
he makes sales happen.
I'm going to talk to Steve Jackson, see if we can do something as well. Car Wars is coming.
Oh, I haven't played Car Wars in forever.
Well, they got that new set coming out.
I know.
I started thinking about the future stuff.
Last time I played it, I think it was probably like early 80s, early mid 80s, maybe right, 82, 83.
I'm going to go other camera. Okay, you got to make the noise or else.
Yeah. Got sound effects. Wow. Talk about professional.
Completely not, Mo. Completely not. It's like my soccer game the other day.
Oh, it was fun.
I started screaming because I hadn't scored a goal on TV yet. I mean, on tape yet. When I scored a goal, I lost it. I finally got one. I finally beat myself.
That one where it was tied up and you went into extra time and you got that tying goal. You were just like, I thought you were going to fall over.
Oh God, you couldn't write that.
No, that was perfect.
And that's what that game does. It just.
So these are yours that you painted, or these?
Yeah, these are the guys that I did.
Nice.
I need to get the decals and put some decals on them and stuff like that. These are the Northern. They have more of a rounded, and then I believe I might be wrong here. Hold on here. Let me get my book. The squared off dudes, the rounded dudes are the Southern. Okay, and of course I can't see because my eyes are dilated. The squared off guys are the Northern. Okay, yeah, Northern, Southern. So you can always tell because they have a rounded off shoulder pads and stuff like that, and where these guys are more boxy. And I made these green, and I made these like a light tan. Probably should do a couple things, throw some different numbers and some symbols on it, because I believe that they have some decals for it, but I got to go through that box to see what I got.
There probably are decals. I know there are decals out there that are made for them.
Oh God, yeah. And this just, I'll do the bases a little different. One with grass, one with sand, and that way you're really be able to.
Bet you Fighting Piranha probably has them.
Yeah. Well, no, I think they have them. They come with the army box set, believe it or not.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
But this is some cool stuff. It goes together easy. It's simple. Paint schemes are nothing crazy. Okay, it's just you do what you want, how you want to do it. Give it a little bit of love, and boom, you're off and running. You're off and running with this one. All right, there we go. I got to finish the bases, that's for sure.
Man, those Jovian Wars ships are pretty cool looking too.
They sure are. I'm not sure what I got in that box, so I'm gonna go through and find out what we got, and
nice.
And I'll mess with it. I'll have time tomorrow to mess with it a little bit. Like I said, we also have that other game that I want to look at, the two of us.
Yes.
The Compass game that I just got today. So that looks really good. A steampunk type of feel to it with you going around and trying to do a bunch of different things, such as trade, and commerce, and you're trying to come out on top and get the most victory points.
Yeah.
But you're all together on the same steamship and you're going around. So you've got to kind of watch the guy with you.
Yeah.
As you go to these different towns, as you're trying to win each area, it's really something.
Is that 2 to 4, or what's the player count on that?
Actually, let's take a look. Since this is just a mishmash screen, it's 2 to 4, 60 minutes, 10 plus.
Nice.
All right, here we go.
That means we can play.
Huh?
If it's 10 plus, we can play.
Yeah,
that's about our mentality level.
Just
right?
made the cut. In Traders of Air, 2 to 4 players represent steampunk trading guilds, always on the lookout for an opportunity to acquire valuable goods. They need to set up networks of guilds contracts on the planet's cities to resell goods at the most advantageous time to increase power and prestige. That's right up our way.
Yeah, sounds cool.
It's actually... Traders of the Air is the new improved edition of the Game of the Year winning designer Michael, good luck pronouncing that one, classic Hansa, Hansa.
Hansa?
Hansa. Complete with new rules, 2 game boards, because you have an easy side, and then when you flip over, you have a harder side. Individual guilds, and then you have generic guilds. They always they tell you to start off with the generic guilds. We're gonna have to try this. I'm gonna take the picture of the rule book.
And I'm looking on their site, see if they have a downloadable one.
If they don't,
no, they don't.
Do you have a fax?
Fax, dude. It's 2020.
I don't know. I didn't know if you wanted a hard copy.
No. Email. Just shoot me, image of it there. Actually, I may ask John.
Yeah,
see if he can get me a PDF of it, and then we can do it online. Do a live game.
Because it's easy enough to do. So
yeah.
So that's another thing we got planned this week.
Cool. I'm on vacation for the next 2 weeks, so hey, we're gonna have a lot of fun.
That's what it's all about.
Playtime.
Darn it! And I put Heavy Gear Blitz cover on this. You're killing me. No, leave it. Heavy Gear. We just spent an hour talking Heavy Gear. Helen, we just spent an hour talking.
Poor Helen. What are you doing, Helen?
We were just filling you in with other stuff that we were doing. All right. So Heavy Gear, go check it out. DriveThruRPG.com. All right, go check it out. You guys cannot be disappointed with it. My eyes are completely bugged out right now. And then I'm going to go a little bit further. Okay. I couldn't hear. First of all, everybody knows that I don't have any hearing in this ear. So I decided to go swim with my granddaughter yesterday because, that grandpa go swimming with you. Grandpa take you in the pool, right? She's a year, like she understands. I go in the pool. I go underwater. I come up. I can't hear out of my ear whatsoever. So now the queen decides that she's going to operate. So she takes a Q-tip. And that hurts like bloody hell. That hurts. I go, what are you doing? I go, I think why don't you just grab it on the other end and pull it out the other end?
That's what she was trying to do, like a boar punch.
I think so.
In one ear, out the other.
So that made it hurt. And then she goes, well, I have these drops. They're from 2018, but they'll work. I go, yeah, okay. So I lay down. She puts these drops in there. Now I don't hear a thing. And my face is like almost like it feels like it's going to blow up. So go to work today. I can't hear. Come home. I go to the eye doctor. Get my eyes dilated. I can't hear. I can't see. I can't grab anything with my hand. Okay. She goes, don't worry. I'm going to CVS. I go, yeah, don't worry. Don't worry. Like when you put the drops in. So I come home. She goes, which one do you want me to try? I go, what do you mean? Which one do you want me to try? So she goes, let's try this one. She opens up this big box. There's this like 4-foot sucker in it. Okay. And then she goes, lay down. I go, like she's trying to kill me.
Probably.
I mean, either the pool boy finally proposed or she's just in it for the money. I lay down. She puts the stuff in my ear. I lay there for about 10 minutes. She goes, okay, come in here. And then she takes like this screw thing and she starts crying. I go, you're killing me. Stop. That's it.
That's for a wine bottle, not my ear, damn it.
Yeah, that's for a wine bottle. She goes, okay, there's this other thing in this thing, and it it looks like an aerosol can, and it has a thing that goes into your ear, and you spray it, and it shoots kind of like the stuff into it. That didn't do.
That sounds a little scary.
It was.
Yeah.
Then she finally gets the thing that I told her to get, because I've had this problem a long time ago. I said, the sucker thing, fill it with water, and then just shoot it into my ear. And then whatever's in there is going to come right out the other side. She goes, okay. Fills it full of water, and this is great joy to her. She sticks the thing in my ear and goes, boom! And you feel the water go, hit the wall, and then bounce right back. And I got this cup here. And then you hear her go, ew, you are gross. I go, what?
What did I do?
What did I do? And like this big chunk of whatever came out, okay? And what happened was, when I went in the water, it went behind my eardrum, I guarantee. And then she had to flush it all out, which I said, if you just did it to begin with, I wouldn't be in this predicament. And then all of a sudden, I can hear again. I went, oh, thank God. For what little I can hear out of this ear, I can hear. And it doesn't hurt.
Should hit the other ear at the same time.
And then she just looked, she goes, that's enough for today. I've had enough. This was too much for me. Too much for you. Too much for you. I can't see.
Yeah.
I can't hear. I can't grab anything. Unbelievable.
If you're a horse, they had to take me out back already.
I mean, that's the way I felt.
Sent you to the glue factory.
Can we just chick, poof?
Exactly.
You know, and then throw a little lime on me, and I'm good.
Neutral says, whatever it takes to get her garage back.
Yeah. That's what it really comes down to. We're even going to, there you go. We'll post that one up. But there you go. All right. So this kind of turned out in a little bit, we went a few minutes over, but I really wanted you guys to see this stuff. This is really cool. This is something to keep an eye out on. I'm going to try to find out what I have here and then add to it, and then we're going to have some fun with it. In the meantime, everybody go check it out. DriveThruRPG.com. Heavy Gear Blitz. Look for it. It's free downloads.
Yeah.
If it's for you, you can go get. You don't need much to just play it. You need like 4 models aside, and I don't think that's too much of an investment if they're giving you the rule book and everything that you need for free. Dice, a couple mechs, you're off and running.
I mean, you can even proxy to try it out. With just a couple pieces of paper or a counter or something.
Well, they even give you the fake terrain where you can just put it on your kitchen table. See if you like it first. Watch us as we do a live playthrough of it. See if it's for you, and then go there. You won't be disappointed. These are very, very beautiful models.
Yeah.
All right, Mo, say goodbye to everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.
All right, folks. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching this, and we'll catch up with you later.